Hey guys, I just wanted to hop on real quick and talk about some term products that should definitely be in your portfolio so that you can cover the vast amount of risks and be the most comfortable in talking about them and figuring out where to place people. So, first and foremost, the five products I feel you should have to have a strong term portfolio are North American Foresters, American Amicable, Mutual of Omaha, and Sprout. So we'll kind of go from the top to the bottom on like the best place. Like this is the gold chip, and this is where people that are hard to insure go. And kind of go through them so you're comfortable with the process and know what you need to ask so that you're not writing multiple applications and you're just getting things approved. So first and foremost, field underwriting is an awkward conversation. It can be. So we're gonna go through the questions that need to be asked like per product. And I usually start with like North American in my mind. And as I ask questions and they get disqualified, or I say, oh, well, this company likes this more, like they're moving in my head to where they land. So first and foremost for North American, that's your gold chip. That's the best of the best. They don't take everyone. It can be simplified issue. It can be no med exam issued in 48 hours. A human being had nothing to do with it. A computer approved it all. But it can have a medical exam as well. It depends on the client. So for the first question I'm asking clients is, are you open to a medical exam? Some say yes, some say no, some say maybe. The maybe ones are still in the North American pot because they have fantastic rates and fantastic living benefits. The living benefits for North American and Foresters are the same, so you can just apply those to Foresters when they get there. Critical illness, chronic illness, accelerated death benefit rider. All three essential, all three wonderful. You should have them on your policy if you qualify. So North American, you can either med exam or not. Uh, they also might just ask for very basic things, like not a full medical exam where they send someone out. I had somebody that did not qualify for right away. She almost did, but she had a prior tobacco med exam from several years ago. So they just needed one blood draw, and she went to LabCorp and got it done to get issued. Or they might send someone to your house or work to med exam you fully, blood, urine, etc. So if they don't want a med exam, they're already done and they've moved on to Foresters. Foresters is just straight simplified issue. There is never a med exam. It's a non-medical product. There is a medical product. I don't use it much. If they qualify for that, they should be in North American. It's a far superior product for its living benefits. So Foresters is a really great product, 3 living benefits above. It's also a fraternal organization, which means it works on behalf of its members, and they get paid up dividends in their policies, so they're worth more, or they can get cash every year in the form of a check. I pick paid up dividends when I sell it. I don't present those options. I just tell them that one. But if they ask, I would in fact educate them. So for them, it's just people looking at forms and sometimes asking you questions to follow up. So if someone says they do not smoke and they in fact smoke, you're going to get a tobacco questionnaire. Or they used to smoke and quit, you'll get a tobacco questionnaire that they need to fill out. The company may say, okay, you get non-tobacco, or they might say, no, you can have tobacco rates. It's really just up to the company and the information that they have provided to them. So for they're approved, whatever, that is a fantastic product. But what if they don't qualify for those because they take tough meds, have asthma, take mental health meds that just disqualify them? You're moving on to American Amicable and Mutual of Omaha next and seeing if they qualify there. So Mutual of Omaha and American Amicable are both fantastic products. American Amicable, I can't say enough nice things about them. Their website looks like a damn dinosaur, but it is what it is, and their agent services are phenomenal. Their live chat is responsive and helpful. They pay super duper fast. They communicate well with you as the agent when they have questions. You can actually communicate with them via email, fax, phone, all of them, and they can take your words instead of getting something signed by the client sometimes. Even things like increases are really easy with them. I love American Amicable. I pick them over Mutual of Omaha every single time. if I can. Mutual of Omaha has a pretty good appetite for like blood pressure issues, things like that. American Amicable is more diabetes friendly. So they are just a good standard company. Their main flaw is the two signature process on their application that can be frustrating to older clients. So it's really slow and not that responsive, and they have to sign it twice. First a HIPAA authorization, then you're going to fill out more of an application with them, and then they're going to have to sign it again. So if they're doing it on their phone and they're like 60, not so great. But for term, it's all right. I would pick American Amicable over them first, though, personally. Last is Sprout. So Sprout is about as close to guaranteed issue as you can get. The only thing they check is your pharmacy history. So they're not running a background check, any of that, so you can put your criminals there. If you read underwriting, they actually take them. You just have to make sure they're not too much of a criminal. So those are just really the 5 products that will be able to cover almost all of your risk unless they're moving on to guaranteed issue or they just can't have term, which is fine. All of those companies also offer fine whole life products. All of them are fine. The only one I don't love is the Sprout term. I sell a fair amount of it, 5 or 6 a month, because those are the people that just don't qualify for other forms of term and aren't interested in whole life. It's a 5-year banded term. So that means every 5 years it gets re-rated. And after 15 years, it's just really expensive. So it's a short-term plan, but it is fully convertible from day one. So that's a really nice thing to do to just lock in assurability more than anything else. So those are just the 5 products that you should have. If you don't have, let me know. I can help you get them. Being confident in talking to your customer is something else, though, and that's really the most important part of tying it into the conversation when they have that new home buy, when they're having a baby, when they're getting married. Time is changed. Your life is changing right now. You need to get some coverage in place. This is important. We need to lock this in now. Coverage is important for your family. You want to protect them. You want to protect the people you care about. And it's bringing them into the conversation. You're asking who their beneficiary is long before you get to that line on the policy. You already know. That's one of the first questions you ask someone when you're selling them a policy. Oh, I'm thinking about life insurance. Cool. Who are you protecting with this policy? Write that name down. Talk about that person. Get to know that person, because that's who this policy is for. You buy life insurance because you love someone and on sentiment. Don't be making this a business transaction. You need to explain it in a clear and concise way. You need to help them make an educated and informed decision. But you are actually doing something for someone purely emotional, and you need to be at that level with them and have that conversation. Once you get into the sell, it's easy. That's business. But before that, it's truly connecting with people. It's getting to know them, what's important. I was on the phone with a prospect for 45 minutes yesterday. I know so much about that lady. I know the name of her cat. I know the name of her grandkids. I know where her kids live. I know it all. And we're closing today, hopefully. But it's just about making that connection that people want to buy insurance from you. Most life insurance agents buy leads. It's just the nature of the business. And I hated that part. Nothing made me feel worse than spending $700 on leads. Even though they gave me money back, leads were a good return on investment when I bought them. I made fine money. I didn't like the type of clientele they provided me. Most of them lapsed that I bought leads for. I only bought leads for 2 months. Most of them lapsed. I didn't like those people. I like my clients. And my business is going to stick because of that. I don't have any issues with people's policies lapsing, hardly ever. And that's because I'm really putting the importance of life insurance in the sale. It's tying that in. And every time I talk to people, I ask how the beneficiary is. How's Kathy? Etc. Because that's reminding them why they're doing this. So that's just the conversation to have this week with your clients as you do your service work, as they call in to get for quotes on that new house, when they tell you they're pregnant. It's time to start having those conversations. You're just making offers. You're not doing a hard sell on life insurance if you're putting it in your existing business. You're just letting them know you sell it and you're educating. That's all you have to do to have 2 to 3 good sales a week is just ask when you talk to them. 2 offers. One of them can be whatever you want. The other needs to be a term or whole life policy based on what their age is. But if you just make offers, you'll be surprised how many people take them. I hope you have a good day and you slay the rest of your week.